Hey viewer, thanks for joining me. I'm Terry Edmonds, and I think you're watching this video to see how I do this amazing project. If you have landed on this page, it means you're watching the replay of my Amazon Live show that I do every Friday from 9 to 9:45, where I demonstrate how I use all of my supplies that are offered on my Amazon shopping cart. You can see all of these Amazon Live videos on my Amazon Live playlist on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. Aloha everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Terry Edmonds here. We are in my shoe studio, If the Shoe Fits, in Maui, Hawaii. And today we are going to dye a leather saddle. This saddle was already black, and so it was just old. We're going to actually clean it, we're going to dye it, and then we're going to condition it, or clean, condition, and then dye it. For those of you that don't know me, I am a 20-year shoe, I guess, kind of expert. I've been in the business long enough. I deal with people with hard to fit feet. I became a cobbler, and I am Maui's only shoe cobbler. And in all of that experience, I have taken on other projects in leather crafting, like dyeing, taking care of leather, restoring leather. So I thought this would be a great one to share with you guys. Plus I happen to be a horse lover, so trying to get in with the customers that have the horses. Anyway, if you are watching this on the YouTube replay, you can easily find my Amazon shopping cart at terryedmonds.com, and you go right to the Amazon link and it takes you to my Amazon shopping page. I make a very small percentage on everything that I sell here, so I appreciate you guys supporting me. That's how I keep funding my YouTube channel. So anyway, the products that you're going to be seeing today, let's start with, and feel free to send me a chat if anybody would like to, if you have questions as we go. Last time we had a question from a person about an elephant skinned desk bureau, and I'm sure it was gray, and he ended up dyeing it, was trying to dye it black. So that was really fun. We were able to talk about it during the show. So again, feel free to do that. I am going to, let's go over products first. So the first thing on the shopping cart that you see is an 8-ounce bottle of Lincoln Easy Suede Cleaner. I use this, of course, by the gallon, because in my shoe repair shop, I do a lot of cleaning of items. So I love this. I also put in one of the brushes. This is really nice if you're trying to do it to get into shoes, small spaces, maybe handbags with corners on them, and I put that brush on there. We also have the Cadillac Boot and Shoe Leather Lotion. I use this all the time in every video, so those of you that are repeat viewers, you'll see this, and I'm a big advocate of that. We also are going to be using the Angelus leather paint or leather dye. Some of you, I just had a question from a viewer yesterday about where to find a quart of the Lincoln dye. And in my very original videos, I used Lincoln, but Lincoln doesn't produce that anymore. So I converted to Angelus, which is really great. They're a really progressive company, I believe run by the son who took over and is just, making something of it. I like it because it doesn't smell as much as the Lincoln, and it also doesn't leave this such a heavy residue. So I like this. In a big project, I put in the shopping list my favorite. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Halsey. Thank you for following. I'm glad you're part of the show. Okay, so my very favorite paintbrushes. And today I'm going to use this nice big paintbrush. And I like it because I can do the bigger strokes on the big material. It doesn't leave little tiny streaks. The Angelus does come with it's a dauber. And in my videos, I always tell you that I like to dedicate a paintbrush for the color. so I don't have to keep blowing through brushes. Once you use it for dye, it's really hard to, you can't really use it for anything else. So we got that on there. We have my favorite paintbrushes, and let's see what else. So awesome to have you guys with me. Thanks for following Halsey. That's awesome. And thanks for the stars. All right, so it looks like that's most of everything on the list. And so I do like to use some gloves. So I'm gonna use these gloves today. And let's just go ahead and get started. All right, I'm gonna wear an apron because it can get really messy. And I definitely don't want to ruin my clothes. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, if there's somebody out there that's working on a project right now, let me know. Be happy to answer them. Even if you're not gonna dye the leather project, just to use this cleaner, I recommend it to everybody. It's great for suede, it's great for leather. And here we go. So I have this pad down here because I don't want to ruin my desktop. I can always repaint it, but you know, I have spots in my back office that I've had spilled dye. So here we go. This suede cleaner, Lincoln AZ suede cleaner, it's so good. It's good if you have like if you live in an area that has lots of salt during the winter time. They put salt on the stairwells and stuff. Anyway, you want to shake it up. It has these little crystals in there. I dedicate an old Tupperware dish to it. Put a bit in there because I'm gonna, the client already tried to dye this part right here and she gave up, but she was actually doing pretty good, but she just didn't know it. I, however, do want to clean. I'm not going to clean this because it's got dye on it already, but I am going to go around here. I can tell she didn't touch that. So here we go. I use this little nylon brush. I have a shopping cart. On my shopping cart, it says cleaning supplies, and I put one of these on there. All right, so I'm just going to go around these areas. Oh, I think the landscapers are working today. Well, we're joined by the weed whacker. Anyway, I don't know what the weather's like for you guys, but today it's kind of rainy for us, but I don't know. It's a beautiful day. It's a Friday. All right, so again, I'm trying to avoid this part. Oh, this is a cool saddle. So this gal just bought a Frisian, a 17-hand high Frisian. And I can't wait to go visit it. It's so beautiful. I saw pictures of it on Facebook. And so she's not going to use this saddle again. I think she's going to sell it. But we want to just get it to look really nice. It's pretty easy. Basically, these little, there's little crystals in here, and it lifts the dirt to the surface. And then you're just taking your towel and wiping it off. And let's see. Hi, John. Thank you for following. I so appreciate it, you guys. It's awesome. Okay, so there's that side. All right. I've done a lot of saddle work here. And so when I work on my saddles, you guys probably, you know, I don't have horses, so I don't have a saddle, I forget what they call that, a holder. So I just use my sewing machine. This is sitting on this old vintage Singer sewing machine top. Allows me to work on it better. Hey, Carol Miller, thanks for following. You're awesome. Right on. Okay, so here we are. This is a beautiful saddle. I usually ride Western saddle. I like having the protection of a saddle horn, but these sure are beautiful. I like the minimalist idea of an English saddle. Here we go. So these leathers are really thick. That's the beauty of a good saddle. I mean, this is probably a quarter of an inch, almost a quarter of an inch thick. It's pretty thick. So you can't hurt it. This product won't hurt. I'm going to use my other little brush that I put on that. I'm just going to get into this little spot here. And it helps to get into these little cracks here. Just to clean it up. Oh, and the other thing is that this product will also help relieve any mold issues. It really gets in there and gets those mold spores out of the leather. This doesn't need too much, you know, I mean, I'm going to put on a conditioner which kind of cleans it too. So I had a Harley Davidson motorcycle seat that came in once, and it was super old school. It was old. And it was, you know, like this, but it was cracked, like big cracks in it. It was still attached, but it was ready to go. So I used the Cadillac Boot and Shoe Care, which I'm going to go ahead and use now just to show you guys, especially if you've just joined, we're cleaning this saddle and conditioning it. And I put, ultimately it was about 7 layers, but it just totally restored that leather. It made it super soft and supple again. Okay, and I like to be generous with it. So, there we go. Sorry about the landscapers. It's either landscapers or it's chicken or... That's funny. So this is so nice. If you guys, how well you can see that there, it's just, oh, so shiny. Getting all these edges. It's hard for you to tell where you are, but when she put this dye on here, she got a little bit of drips on there, so we're gonna cover that up. This isn't cleaning it up itself, but we'll cover that up with the new dye job. Okay, getting into all these cracks. I do this every time. I always condition it before I dye it. I have a YouTube video out there, how to dye a leather sofa, and his was, again, it was really old, or even the leather jacket, it was so old that if you don't make it soft and plump again, then when you put the dye on, it makes it kind of crusty. Dries it out more. Okay, this is so pretty. All right, let's see here. Just getting in this spot. Oops, I'll turn it this way for you guys. The only things that I've had trouble trying to fully restore would be like a bridle that when you go to bend it, it just kind of cracks in half. It's pretty hard once you get to that point. Beautiful. Get in here. I'm just getting like, you know, this is catching any extra little dirt. I'm gonna put some on here. And I am gonna dye the top and the inside here because it's, you know, just showing some age. I can't wait to dye it though. It's like, hurry up, Terry, get that. I want to start dyeing it. All right. So this will be fun. I think that's pretty good. I am going to take a look at the underside. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just put some nice dye on there. I mean, some conditioner on it. Soften it up. I hope you guys are having fun. I have to do this in my job anyway, so it's great to be with you all. All right. Now, this is great. This saddle is made by G. Pascher and Sons in Hanover. Wow, so cool. I don't know how to make a saddle, but I would like to learn someday. I'd like to have a horse someday. All right. I don't know why has nobody made a pink saddle yet? I mean, black's classy and all, but Be fun. Okay. And I'm definitely going to make sure that I get these really well conditioned, because most of the saddle repair that I do is repairing those. All right, so that's good. Let's do this side. Let's see, can you guys see? Right on. All right. Wow, this is gorgeous. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and really get these straps. I'll go this way so you can see. And I'm gonna get inside here, because if somebody's going to be inspecting this for a purchase, you know, you wanna make sure you get all the dust out of these little crevices. Okay, so here we go. We'll just do these straps and then we'll get on to dyeing. So those of you that happened to catch my Chanel, it was a bag that I dyed from white to black, and there is a replay on my Amazon shopping page. If you go to the very bottom of the page and scroll, you'll see that. It was peculiar because it was a fanny pack and it sat on the clothing. I had to actually paint it with black paint. Ultimately, that was the final. But I'm glad I dyed it first, because the dyeing ended up getting into, I'm really getting these as much as I can. You want it to soak through. This leather's pretty thick. So anyway, that bag, yeah, I was glad I did the dye first, because the dye was able to, look at the difference already. So I'm gonna go ahead and dye this or condition it, and you'll see how nice it will get. Yeah, so the dye on that Chanel bag, I was able to kind of let it drip into some of the hard spots, and then the black paint was just a finish. Very nice. And I think one of the other reasons why that bag did that was because it had it was kind of a shiny leather, whereas this is gonna soak up so much. I'd never have a problem with dye coming off. I know that. I'm gonna just get in here. I missed this whole section. So we'll do a little bit of cleaning. Awesome. Okay. Very good. And we'll do these straps, and then we'll go to the dyeing. So the only thing that I don't put this conditioner on would be suede. You don't want to put it on suede. Suede's very particular. They make a suede dye, but you don't want to put a conditioner creamy like this on there. Just kind of massaging that in there. And then, of course, fabric. You don't want to put conditioner on a fabric. Okay. There we go. Just do this. And very nice. Yeah, this stuff is great. If you have leather goods in your closet, definitely. It's such a great price. I mean, prices change on Amazon, but right now they're offering it for under $10. Okay. Beautiful. Very, very nice. I mean, just a cleaning helps. Okay. So I say, let's go ahead and I'll just start here since we've already got it open, and we'll move on. My cleaner away. So we're here in my part of my studio. This is where I do all of my shoe repair and stuff. Okay, so here we go. I am going, because I'm using my large brush, I'm using a bowl. It makes it so much easier. I've got napkins on hand. I think we'll make sure we have that. And this, I actually put mine in a big jar as well for the brushes, but I'm just going to show you. This is jet black leather dye. That's what we're using. And like I said, somebody asked me yesterday where to buy the quartz, and Angelus offers quartz. I definitely use the quartz. All right, so just for immediate gratification, let's do these. You know, so I need some inspiration. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see, right in there. And actually, because I'm doing this smaller strip, I'm going to use the dauber. This comes with the box. I like this because it holds so much product, it'll soak right into this dry area. And then I typically don't, in almost all my other like shoe dyeing and things, I put on a polish afterward. I won't do that on the seat of this because I don't want that rubbing off on the client, you know, whoever she sells it to. But I will probably do it on these straps, you know, maybe the stuff underneath to make it look really nice and shiny and eye-catching. Oh yeah, that's nice. You'd be surprised how much dyeing there is in shoe repair. Yesterday, I just did one that was a Louis Vuitton bag. And, you know, they have these, I'll show you. They have the tan colored leather on their bags that changes color as it wears, you know. It's one of the nice things about leather. But anyway, I had to replace one. And so I had to use dye, and I used the English tan, and I'm letting it dry overnight to see if I like the color before I apply it. There we go. Look at that, gorgeous. It has a dull finish right now, but I think before we finish today, I'll do some polish on there so we can all see how beautiful it looks afterward. Yeah, definitely like the dauber on these spaces. All right, thank you for the stars, you guys. I love it. I have a really fun couple of videos I'm putting out this weekend on my YouTube channel. You won't see them on Amazon, but one of them was how to put in a zipper in a Doc Marten, and this gal had the cutest Doc Marten boots with fuchsia rubber laces. I mean, they're awesome. So I shortened them and then put in a zipper, and that'll be fun. I always get a lot of views on the Doc Marten fans. Okay, there we go. Very nice. And you know, I think we'll just do this side together because I know it'll take me a while today, but at least we can all see how beautiful it looks when we finish with all the products. So I'm just gonna come in here. This is so easy. Anybody can do this. And as you see, I didn't wait for that conditioner to totally soak in or anything. It doesn't matter. You can just go right over it. Oh, this is so fun. I love painting, so dyeing's like painting. It's just tricky. And be sure not to dip my hair into the dye. Hello. Oh man. All right. Oh, so another thing that I didn't put it on the shopping cart, but it's in most of my videos. And it is, the Angelus makes a paint. And like that Chanel handbag I did, I touched it up with some paint, and it's kind of fun. You can put a really nice finishing touch, like, for instance, this strap. Let's say it was a purse strap and it had a nice finish on it originally, but it wasn't any longer. It'd be nice to paint a black paint on there, maybe even do a gloss on it to really make it look finished. So I like that. It's one of the tricks I think I learned about cobbling, is just to really give it that finished look. Like you can't tell that you were there. That's what I was always told. And I was always told to use the best products. So my mentor, who I bought the business from, he and his family were in the business for 30 years before I got it. And they use all the same stuff that I'm showing you right here. So these products have been around a long time. The manufacturers have been around a long time. Okay, and it looks like I missed this area, so let's do that. And I don't even have to wait to polish this. As soon as the surface is dry, I can put polish on it. So I might do that so that we can all see these. Okay, those are good. So I'm just gonna do this part now. Let's get some in here. And dye is going on everything today. Looks like we've got everything. But it's too bad we can't play music while we're hanging out together. That'd be nice. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and use my brush over here. Okay. Very nice. And we're gonna have two options today. We can either, I'm gonna do it both ways so that you can see. Like I said, this part here these are touching each other. They're not rubbing the clothes or anything, but it is one of those spots that the rider sees when they lift up to cinch in the waist cinch, the belt on the horse. So we wanna make it pop. So let's go ahead and indulge in some polish, because that will be so fun, and we have got to do that together. So I'm going to do that right now. Forgot to bring it out, so just hold on a second. Okay, so because this is in such good condition, I don't feel like it needs a cream polish on it. We could, usually on shoes, I do a cream polish. Actually, I'll do a cream polish on these first. These are all on my Amazon shopping cart under polishing shoes. Money's worth. This is a nice cream polish. It is like a moisturizer for the skin with color. Okay. So all of this stuff just makes this leather super supple. I'm gonna get it on both sides. And it's going into those dry cracks on there. Okay, how are we doing on time? Good. Okay, we got 15 more minutes together, you guys, so we'll do this one for sure. I'm gonna really focus on this strap. If I were in a hurry, maybe, but I really love this lady, and I want to give her a really good job on here, and have her want to come back for more services. She's got a couple of horses, and I want to do a series on my YouTube channel about Maui's island horses, because there are a lot of people that own horses out here, believe it or not. Okay, so that's fun. You can already see how nice. Even this one, I'm going to do this one too, because you remember it was kind of gray and it's already turning this darker color. So let's do that. And we'll just do these 2 straps and see if we can make it in our time frame. This is nice. For those of you that are following that maybe do have some equestrian gear and you've had some questions, I did a video on my Cobbler Masterclass about saddles, and it was a repair on the seat of a saddle, which is a very tricky thing to do. So, and it also has a couple of the billet repairs. So if you want to follow more of the things that I've repaired and get some other ideas. Okay, so that's great. Now we're going to go ahead and use the Lincoln stain wax. This stuff is awesome. I'm glad they're still around. I mean, this has been around forever. Like Shinola, if any of you ever heard of Shinola, they're still around. They're very quality leather wax. Okay, so here we go. I like to use the horsehair brushes. And I'm just, you know, I didn't wipe off that cream polish because I'm going to use this wax and it's just going to push that in there. And see, it's covering up some of these dry areas. It's like it's putting in a filler of wax. So it's going to look really smooth. Oh man, this was a good example. And it's really going to protect them. Okay. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to use my horsehair brush, and we're going to just. And this is why I know we can't do the whole saddle together, because I've got a lot of work ahead of me. It's probably going to take the day to do this saddle, but it'll be beautiful. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of lifting this off of the leather, and I'm getting some friction, which heats up this wax a little bit. That's how they get like those spit shines. They're just shining it and getting it kind of heated up. I don't know if anyone notices, but I've got muscles. It's from doing this. Get into the shoe repair business. It's funny. Okay. And all right. Looks great. And that's the rough side of the leather. This is the smooth side. This is going to look even shinier. And then at the very end, well, we'll just do it right now together so you see the whole process. I would say this is like the most extreme of all the steps. It's like every optional step combined. We took the option today. So, you know, this kind of covers everything. Like I said, I'm not going to do the whole saddle like that. Just some of the areas that are going to be for show. Okay, it's pretty good. Isn't that nice? I know it's hard to tell sometimes with the ring light and black, but you know, I'll do some close-ups for the repost on YouTube. So now the other thing I'm going to do, because this is where the client is going to be touching right here, so I'm going to go over it with my leather lotion one more time. Just the areas that they're going to touch. And I think because we do have 10 more minutes, I say we go ahead, I'm going to turn this over and we'll do the seat together. Because Sorry guys, it kind of cuts out sometimes. You just have to re-click on the picture. All right, so here we go. And be careful not to knock over my black dye. All right, so the client already did this seat. Let's see how you can see. All right. I am going to apply my own dye on top of her dye. I think that's the smartest thing to do. I am going to use this big brush. And hope we can all see here. Seems like our internet is a little choppy today, so forgive me. But if you're still there watching, thanks for watching. Beautiful. Stunning. Let's see here. Hold on, you guys. We are just going to get back online together so I can be here with you. There we go. Down to the bottom. Here we are. Okay. And we're going to do this see, I think the client was struggling because she was using this small dauber for this. But that's why I really like this. Doesn't show little streaks, especially if you're doing brown. Brown really shows your brush marks. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? This is so much fun. I hope you guys take on a fun dyeing project. Don't be afraid, and also don't be afraid to ask me questions. I get a lot of questions from my YouTube channel. But I think it's cool that we can all be here together live. It's so fun. It's unreal kind of to me sometimes. Okay, bravo. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. Make sure I really hit the spots. Okay, very good. And I think while it's wet, I'm gonna use my other brush and I'm gonna go ahead and do the smaller areas here. Like that. Okay. Do these little seams back here. And then of course this little brush is nice because it really coats it on nice and strong. So this area here, we'll do that. Start on the inside. Very, very satisfying, especially with the nice big brush. It just covers a lot of ground. Very nice. There we go. Very nice. And then of course I'm gonna do these areas up here with my smaller brush because I don't want to get it on the metal. It's quite beautiful. This company had their own metal tag made. That's pretty. So if I lose you guys because of technical difficulties, all you have to do is click back on the show and it'll come back on. We'll catch up together. nice. So if you make an accident and actually accidentally get it on the metal, just wipe it off. It won't stay. The sooner the better, I feel. And here we go. We'll just do some in here. That's the little details that count. Very nice. Make sure we get under there. And I'll do this front panel with you right now too, because after that, we're gonna come back over this with the conditioner together because we have just a few more minutes. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about the Angelus leather dye, the Cadillac boot and shoe cream, and the Lincoln stain wax. All right, so here we go. This is pretty much dry. Let's go ahead and I'm going to start here because I think you guys can see that fairly well. Let's see. Ooh, gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And see, I'll be doing this for hours today. Taking off this residue, you know, so that when they're sitting on it, it doesn't rub off on their clothes. But this is all I'm gonna do to this top part up here. I'm not gonna put any other kind of a finisher on it. I could do a neutral wax if I wanted to. Yeah, I could do that. But again, it would want to be a leather related product. Oh, that is so stunning. Wow. Let's see if you can see that with the light on it. Isn't that pretty? All right, so I think that pretty much wraps this up for us. Thank you so much. Like I said, I have hours on this. Thanks for joining me every Friday, 9